Hey there, and welcome to the AJM section template. So excited for you to dive in. If you're watching this, you may be watching this in the demo. And if so, a couple quick notes on how you will receive your template. It does take up to 24 hours because we need to manually duplicate it and then share it with you via contributor invitation. So look out for that email from Squarespace in less than 24 hours, and you'll just follow the prompts to accept that, and then you'll be inside your template. From that point, you have it. You can duplicate it as much as you want. I use it for every single site that I build, so you can just go crazy once you have it. But give us a few minutes. We'll get it to you ASAP. Okay, cool. Once you're in, it will look something like this. So it's all separated out by your hero. So we've designed some sections that we think make sense for hero images. Same for text and photo. Of course, I've used something very similar to this for a hero. I've used something like this for a hero. So, of course, get creative. These are just kind of what we thought of when we thought of these sections to give you as many options as possible. So, yeah, you can click through your testimonials, stats and callouts, contact. You'll also notice under not linked, you have a user guide where you will have a video, and you will also have an option to revisit the demo site. Password's always going to be here. In that demo site we'll have those fully designed pages that you probably saw when you purchased the template. So we went through and designed each section just to give you a little bit more inspiration. So you always have access to that as well. Okay, you can of course use this however you prefer, but our favorite way to get started is to move everything under not linked, since these will probably not be on our live site. So I move everything to not linked. And then last time, or really every time I do this, I kind of go through based on the client that I'm working with and the style I'm going for, and I just start favoriting stuff. So I can pop in here and say, okay, I'll definitely use this. I think I'll use something like this. Love this, etc. So I'll go through, favorite the sections I think I'll like. You can favorite up to 50 sections on Squarespace, and surprise, surprise, there are exactly 50 in here. So if it is easier for you, just favorite all of them. So I just did a few for obviously quick example. And once you start building, so let's start with a new page. Yep, we'll just keep a new page. And as you would, go to add section and then just start building based on your saved sections. So I can say, okay, I really like this look for a hero. Next, I think it would be nice to have something like this. And you can just start stacking stuff. I mean, look at that. We basically already have a really cool looking homepage, and it's taken us 30 seconds. So kind of start building stuff out the way that you like, just based on what you favorited. I'll even pop back in and be like, okay, wait, I actually want something different for contact. Or I want to use a section in stats and callouts and actually use that for contact. So I'll kind of scroll through and favorite more as needed as you go through. Or again, you could favorite all 50 so they're all there. So that's kind of step one to starting to build this out. The next thing I like to do before getting too far is go into my site styles and change my colors. So since this is a template, we just have these all set to whites, grays, and blacks. But you would want to go in and edit your palette. You'll probably have a custom palette, and you can come in here and edit that as needed. But let me just pick one. I always find their built-in palettes to be a little crazy, but we'll just pick one for fun. So we'll go ahead and pick a palette so that we don't get too far. So what you'll notice is, as always with Squarespace templates, the palette starts to take shape. If you notice, like for example, this background, okay, this is still black. It's because it actually has an image in the background. You can see the very slight gradient is kind of that hint that it is an image. That's just us suggesting, hey, this is kind of, we plan for there to be a photo back here. But again, you don't ever have to follow the rules. You can totally upload a new photo, or you can delete this completely and just do a solid background. No big deal. So it's really important, I find, to go ahead and change your colors, because you start seeing your brand come to life immediately more. It applies your colors, as it thinks it should. There will, of course, be tweaking that needs to be done in your styles, but that's a good first step. So we're starting to build this out. We're starting to tweak our styles. You also, of course, want to hop in here. It'd be a great time too, just to go ahead and set your fonts. I won't get into that. I have tons of guides on that if you want to hop back into our site, but come in here, set your fonts, and then you're ready to dive into what I would feel like would be the next step. So I like to tweak things. So for example, what we have here, these have hard edges and this here has a soft edge. I personally like to keep things really consistent. So I would say, okay, this brand's a little softer. We'll keep these maybe we'll keep the outlines with a hard edge throughout, but okay, all photos will do this softer edge. So I'll, what is it? Okay, it's 7 and 8 border radius. So, come in and make those tweaks as needed. I tried to make this template really versatile. So I used all kinds of different, rounded edges, harder edges, etc. Rounded buttons. You'll see also for the buttons I've set for the purpose of the template, the primary button is square and filled in. Secondary is square and outlined. Tertiary is pill shape, just so I could get some more differentiation. So you can also go in, of course, and set your button styles based on what you want those to be as well. So go ahead, get all of those kind of more specific settings set up at this point. And from here, you're really just going to start building your site now. So build this page out, do your thing. Like I said, there might be places where we've suggested that this should be an image so you can, and we've dropped in like just a blank color. So go ahead and start changing out images. There might also be places where we did not suggest an image. For example, here, we just have the background color. Let's say we want it to be this. Or let's say you're like, hey, I actually want a photo in this background. Totally cool. This is just meant to be a template, so add in changes you needed. You may say, okay, I don't need this much text. I want less text, but I need to add a button below here. Cool. It's your site, do your thing. So this is the part where you start to get, really make it your own and get creative, because again, it is just a template. So start building it out from there, troubleshooting small things like rounded edges and do I want photos, do I not want photos? Last step would be mobile optimization. So I'll click over to mobile here. We have mobile optimized the template. However, just like I just showed you, we changed this section, right? I took away some text, I added a button. If you make any structural changes at all, you will definitely need to come re-mobile optimize, especially like down here. We kind of intended for these to be icons. You'll see that in the demo. One thing to note, so I'll come in here. We've done fill photo here just for the purpose of the demo. Fit actually works a lot better for icons. So just small things like that to troubleshoot as you're designing. And definitely over here in mobile, you might need to adjust your icon size. You might say, okay, this is massive. Let's make all of these a little smaller, etc. Okay, it's pretty simple. If you know how to use Squarespace, you'll definitely know how to use this template. We really hope you enjoy.